Hey guys, Aaron here with Carnivore Trade. So I want to do a little special video here for newer traders and maybe some experienced traders as well, looking for maybe a little bit more convenience. But basically, essentially, this is just kind of a resource guide, things that resources that I use, things that I look for, just to kind of make our life easier as a trader. I know sometimes things get really spread out. There's, certain dates that we all got to remember, certain meetings, FOMC earnings, all that good stuff. And I'm going to cover a few things here, just some resources, all of it free, that I use. And I'm going to show you how I use that stuff right here. And it's all stuff that anybody can do if you have a computer and you know how to use a keyboard. So we're not looking at the charts today, believe it or not here, but I'm going to start off with I'll start off with earnings here. Get a lot of questions about earnings dates, stuff of that nature. Very good site here. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, but earningswhispers.com. I believe they do have a premium feature where you can look up more kind of data and stuff like that, but it's pretty straightforward here. If I want to know when Apple earnings are, I can type that in and it will give me that date as well as the time, PM or AM, CC 430 August 1st. Most brokerages have this data. I've noticed that there's some inaccuracies though. Many times I've had, for instance, Apple, my brokerage would say, because it goes off an estimated date, right? So it's like in a quarter in advance, and it'll say like, oh, it's estimated on July 30th, Tuesday, and it'll say that and they won't update it. But this site's very good. It has it updated. Additionally, if you're just kind of looking for a snapshot, and you need a one-stop shop, again, as a trader, I run two full services. My brain gets filled up with information constantly. Really good resource if you're on X or Twitter. They post this at the beginning of the week every week, the calendar for that week. So you can see here, they got that all right there. You can just screenshot this. You can save it, bookmark it, whatever you need to do. But this is generally one of the most accepted and best resources for earnings. And it even shows you here the if you get through the ads, it shows you the whisper numbers, all that good stuff, consensus revenue, all that stuff. So very good resource there. Earningswhispers.com and obviously on Twitter or X as well. Another news related resource. I get this literally all the time. It drives me nuts sometimes, but like, Aaron, when's the CPI number? What time is it? So let's go to investing.com/economic calendar. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that. I don't know if you can, but it's investing.com/economic calendar. I think I have it cut out there, but I'll put all the links in here in the bottom. But essentially, this is going to show you the economic calendar, and it has global markets here. Everything's down here. Now, what I do, I don't really care about foreign markets that much unless there's something serious going on. So what I do is I click filters, clear. This is what I do at the beginning of every week, by the way. So everybody knows this. So this is something I do as a trader. And I just go to this week. Boom, I can read this off. Previously, I used to have, I'm not even kidding, I used to have like 7, 8 tabs open. Treasury auction schedule. I have the Fed website open. I'd have all this stuff. BLS, all this stuff, trying to find out dates and stuff. This consolidates everything very nicely. You can see right here, Chicago Fed, Bills auction, Red Book, Wednesday, mortgage, always the mortgage stuff, building permits, all that good stuff, wholesales, PMIs, Thursday, always nat gas storage, jobless claims, and then obviously Friday, this week, PCE, Michigan consumer inflation. So it's all right there. So if you're ever, what time is this at? What time is that? It's all right there, consolidated, auctions, schedules, all that good stuff. So that's investing.com/economic-calendar. Again, I'll put the link in there. It's a huge resource. It's a huge time saver as a trader. Again, we're not necessarily, I don't trade, necessarily off these. Well, sometimes I trade off the numbers, but it's good to know when there's volatility events, right? Some of these events, Michigan consumer is always an algo mover. If you're a day trader, you know this one's always an algo mover. So, and obviously the PCE, CPI, all that good stuff can give us some big moves here. So that is a big resource to use. I encourage everybody to use it. Couple of other ones here, AAII. It's very good for gauging positioning, not so much positioning specifically, but at least sentiment. Doing this video on July 24th, you can see we clipped 50% on the bulls this past week. Anything above 50 is usually kind of a bear signal. Too many boats, too many sailors on one side of the boat, and usually can mean that we're going to tip to the other side if we flip over here. You can see we're doing that now. So generally, anything above 50 is a little bit of a bear signal. Granted, the bears did uptick here too, and again, on a side note, I'm very curious to see what happens tomorrow with this recent sell, because the bears upticked last week, even with that sell in the or even with the uptick in the markets. So how much does that skew tomorrow? We'll certainly be watching that. But another thing here to keep an eye on, I didn't have it ready for me, but well, there you go. We just look at it now. There's fear and greed. It's another one here, and we're definitely into fear now. At the 41 level. This indicator is based more, from what in my experience, based more on breadth. So we had, we had readings here where we went back to, like even here, we can look at, let's look at the Russell 2000. That's a good example, where the Russell was not really participating at all in the rally, or even equal weight S&P was not participating in the rally, right? But Mag 7 was, and Mag 7 makes up so much of the Russell, makes up so much of the S&P and so much of the triple Qs that the market was going up. And even though this indicator was basically saying fear, so it was basically saying capitulation in the 493, and not showing it, but greed in Mag 7. But it is still a decent indicator, and when it gets to extremes, it's still pretty good. So those are some good sentiment indicators. Again, these are free. There's better ones out there. There's better things to look at, but as far as free is concerned, it's pretty good. Another thing here, again, if you know how to read it, you can make use of it. I haven't really looked at what I'm talking about is the commitment of traders from CFTC. You can sign up for the email trading list. They will send you emails every Friday at 3:30 of the updated reports. And I've been subscribed to that for 15 years. I hardly ever actually read it, but if you really want to go through it, everything's there. The detailed stuff. There's ways to consolidate this though, and I'll show you one right here. And this is a chart here of the RTY, Russell 2000. Essentially, I'm going to give you a quick rundown here. I don't want to spend an hour on this, but yellow line here is non-reportables. That means retail. The red line is banks, or I should say commercials, but it means banks. And then the blue line is reportables, which essentially generally means like hedge funds. Generally, the thought process is you want to trade with the red line. You want to trade with the banks. Retail and hedge funds are usually the dummies. And you can see here very, very much the example recently, right? Retail hella long, hella short, and hedge funds hella short, the RTY. Look how long the banks were here, right? I told you guys we had buy signals on the Russell here this whole time. Again, I didn't think we were going to go this high this quickly, but you can see now, look at how the commercials are unloading, the red line unloading into that. Retail's chasing the highs. Hedge funds are chasing the highs. So probably means we're due for a cool off. Doesn't mean we have to crash or anything, but it just means we're due for a cool off period here. But essentially that's how you read that. It is a good website, good tool. And those guys are always, the way that I've noticed it, these guys, the banks, red commercials, they're always early. So they might be a week, a month early. And market might be like, let's say they're going short and they're net short. The market might kind of keep going up for a little bit here. Then retail kind of gets in at the end, and you see the yellow kind of go up. And but they're usually almost always right. So they're always early, but they're always generally right. So again, just another little resource there. Again, I know I'm going to throw a lot of stuff at you here, but that's what the comment section is for, and just some things here that I use. A couple other things here. Let's use just a few little resources. So, I'm sure everybody's heard, but good reporters, Walter Bloomberg, very up to the minute. By the way, economic calendar, on investing.com, this updates as fast as he does. You'll see the data come up in real time, but he does come up with headlines very quickly. Another very good one is Live Squawk. It's essentially the same thing, but you're going to see up to the minute Twitter feed. So good follows on Twitter. And obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard Zero Hedge. They're pretty quick too. And they're kind of shadow banned still. So, I mean, I can't even see them on here. But yeah, I'm sure everybody knows who Zero Hedge is. So again, you guys get the idea. Good follows on Twitter for, kind of news feeds here. Live Squawk, Walter Bloomberg, Zero Hedge to an extent. There's a few others. Unusual Whales, Market Rebellion. They're pretty good at that stuff there. One other thing here before we get to the end, and this is just a bunch of stuff I compiled. Probably stuff I'm going to forget, but really good. These guys do, and it's all free. Free total Bookmap. So I'll put this up here. All right, and you can see right here that they got the whole Bookmap feed just ready to go. So, and this is going pretty much 24/7. I like this because I will use it with the GEX. So in the live trading room at Carnivore Trades, we do have the GEX streaming all day long, and that's generally ODTE GEX. And I can show you that right now. So if we line this up, so you can see here, again, obviously the market's closed, so this is not accurate, but you can see the changes here, and very often times levels on the futures will line up with the GEX levels on the SPX ODTE. And when you can get that to line up with a, say, level on the futures and a technical level and, ODTE GEX, it's probably a good trade. It's probably something you want to be involved in. So again, something to watch there. It's something that I use just as a little extra indicator. It's not something I use all the time, but it is very good. Lastly here, oh my goodness, I get this question all the time. Aaron, what's the best ETF for this sector? Honestly, Google is your friend. But I can guarantee you right now, if I type in Apple ETF, I just Googled that, okay? What you're going to get here is, this is the site that's going to come up more than anything. ETFdbcom, right there. Use this website, please. ETFdbcom. And you're going to see every ETF that has Apple in it. Here's a 2 times long. Here's a standard, tech ETF, standard tech ETF. They're usually, I think, ordered by market cap. Let me just try this here. Let's just do, let's just say Home Builder ETF. Home Builder. And I spelled that wrong, but it doesn't matter. ETFdb. You're going to see ITB, XHB. Look at they're ordered by total assets under management. There you go. This one's leveraged, right? So if you want to look that stuff up, I encourage you to go ETFdb.com. It's got every single one of them. You can search it. You can do screeners. And it's just a good resource, good tool for doing that. But honestly, when people ask me, I usually refer them to here. But if I need to search some, honestly, Googling works a lot better than the search engine, even on here, on this particular site. And it's pretty simple. It works pretty well. So I would recommend Google, but this site as well. Yeah, I think that's about it here. I don't think I had anything else. Yeah, we covered earnings, economic carry, all that good stuff. So again, these are just a couple of resources that I use. Again, like I use them pretty much every day, not every single one of them every day, but definitely Earnings Whisperer, definitely Economic Calendar. That's a huge part of my, just my sanity as far as like keeping things together. Because I have a lot of stuff going on. I'm running 2 rooms, at once, as well as, doing videos every single day. So it's a lot to keep track of. AAII, very good. CNN Fear Greed is okay, but I like AAI better. But lots of stuff here in this. You guys let me know what you think. If there's anything I missed, anything good, any good tips, examples, little resources, let me know in the comments. Help everybody else out. But yeah, with that said, you guys take care. Thank you guys all, and I will see you guys all in the next video.